What's up guys, Beefy Tanks here, bringing you an excellent T-59 game, sorry, Type 59 game, very different tanks, where basically it's one of the best examples of use of armor I've ever had when it comes to angling that armor. I'm not even top tier, keep in mind. I'm facing a couple of tier 9s on the other team as well, but let's go ahead and move forward a bit. It takes a while for us to get to cover. We're actually heading up toward A8 over there, A8, A9. But once we do get over there, I'll slow it down so you can see this. I come up against a couple of tanks, actually more than a couple. As you can see, the other team is pretty much moving up the same way. Now, all the heavies down south do get to face quite a bit of opposition, but we do get a good chunk of it ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and slow it down to normal speed. I end up going up onto this rock and then backing up, taking a angled armor cover here. But as you'll see soon, it was not enough. I end up bouncing off the Centurion, and he ends up damaging my track. The T-20 takes a shot as well, I believe, tries to get my track. Centurion ends up disabling the track itself, and then basically he just sits there and keeps me tracked. And that was a damaging shot on my viewfinder, or I'm sorry, on my viewport. Probably dealt by HE, but what's funny is that I have yet to take any damage. I'm going to have everybody bounce off me for a while. Just blocked damage, blocked damage again. What I like about the T-59 is that the turret itself is very angled, and ooh, that was a good hit on that Centurion. The turret itself is very angled. It's like an upside down bowl, and the hull has pretty decent armor as well. However, the Centurion can just be punched like a needle through a balloon. It's hilarious. The gun on this thing is very decent as well. If we take a look at the gun itself, we'll see this does about 250 damage with an average penetration of 181 millimeters. I do know with the premium ammunition it gets even crazier with 250 damage and 241 millimeters of penetration. So it ends up punching right through pretty much anything you want. And now that I think of it, I probably should have changed over for it to the change over to it for the Panther, who from now on will just keep me tracked right here. The T-54E1 is the first player to actually put any damage on me at all, and I find that hilarious. The armor on the Type 59 is excellent. I actually got this in a lucky gift box package for the holiday event. I basically just played as much as I could, and all of a sudden an unexpected gift, quote unquote, showed up. And it was the Type 59 garage slot and a good chunk of gold as well. I was pretty, well, it was unexpected. Let's put it that way. But this is actually one of my favorite tanks ever. As you can see, I am tracked for like the 30th time. Watch the track on the diagram. Reset. And every time this T-54 comes out, I know that I'm equal tier, so I'm capable of penetration. But so is actually I'm one less tier, and I'm surprised I could penetrate his turret ring. But every time he spots me, he gets a good chunk of damage on me as well. So far, I've dealt just over 1,000 damage and probably blocked far more than that. I need to get some more mods and meters. I tried downloading XVM and some artillery sites because I mostly play artillery, and neither of them were working. And I got to figure out how to get my res mods folder up and started again. It used to be highly customized, but with the new installation, since I went away for a while, the new installation really doesn't have any mods installed, and hopefully I can get some of those. But really, I do a bob and weave fight with this Panther 2 that just fired and missed, expecting me to come out a little bit further, I suppose. And really, it is a waiting game right here for this Panther. Although Funky Nuts, this Batchat 25T, is actually going around him and flanking him, so I take the opportunity to move up myself. I'll speed it up a bit, slow it down right here. I noticed that the T-54 is right over the hill, but unfortunately the one downfall of this gun is absolutely no depression. I think it has 3 degrees of depression, when, you know, the Stur Emil has near 20. The low even has better depression. The T-34 has better depression. Shit, the M4A1 has better depression. So I take out this Panther 2, and at the same time that the T-54 takes out the Tiger P. Oh no, the Panther 2 took him out. Wow. And then I see a Super Pershing Patriot destroyed a Tiger P on the other side of the map too. Yeah, see what I'm doing is I'm actually we need to bring that back a little bit. I want you to see my technique when it comes to angling my armor. When I go up against this rock, I actually end up turning my whole tank to the right and pushing up against the rock, which actually ends up turning the tank itself. I'm going to slow it down. And by the way, for any veteran players that understand this, don't worry about it. I'm actually doing this for some of the newer players and some of the returning players that haven't played in a while that I know personally. A lot of my friends view these videos as well as my viewers, so I do apologize for the little tutorial here. But when you press up against the rock like that and you reverse, the only real way that he's going to be able to penetrate your armor is if he hits that front glacis right there, under the center of your tank. As you can see, the T-54E1 ended up getting a shot right in the front of my tank there. But if you've noticed, I'm actually running, and I'm going to put it to regular speed. I hide behind the Centurion's corpse until the T-54 appears. I've spotted him, and I know that he's retreating down the hill, and I also know that it's a slow crawl up that hill for him. So even if he decides to push, I think I'm going to take off. So let me speed it up a bit. I end up taking cover behind the building again, made of nice strong brick. Only pretty much artillery can take it out, so I end up backing up from here using my angled armor. T-54 spotted by one game playing the Batchat 2012T, and I end up helping him out because he's about to get destroyified. And there he goes. The T-54E1 is still there, Tier 9 medium, American. Pretty tough tank to kill. I just bounced off of his turret. I'm going to slow it down here. End up taking a shot right in his side armor. I'm sorry, the front armor, and it bounces. Wow, I was surprised about that. I think I lock on at some point and just start hitting him in the hull because I know his turret is very hard to pin. Got him barely on the left side of the turret there. I think that may have been on the ring. But then I end up spinning around him because I've got way better traverse and gun traverse, and I end up taking him out. Now the ISU up here, I gotta keep in mind, this is some high explosive ammunition. This is, you know, definitely something I don't want to be screwing around with. I don't have much health left. I've got about 400 health, but I figure, it's a 130. It's an equal tier, high explosive round. I don't really have much to worry about. So I end up taking a shot and actually penning on his side armor right next to his turret. And I take cover because I think it's enough, but, yeah, high explosives. So yeah, he ends up hitting the top of my turret and ends up taking me out. I do want to switch over to the other teammates here, so I think I actually stick around to see the end of this battle and I move away to the other teammates. The Tortoise in the bottom left corner of the map at J2, I believe I switch over to him. The Lore 15550 and the J-Panther need to be taking cover at our base to try to protect it. T-28 HTC and Jagdpanther are still out there. So is the ISU that one-shotted me. I believe he ends up taking out the Jagdpanther over here, or the Lore 155. But this Tortoise here, I have a Tortoise myself, and this guy, I believe, has the Tier 9 gun installed on it. This is the most powerful gun available for it. But unfortunately, for some reason, he's got HE equipped right now. Not really sure why. So when he does face this tank that's about to come up on him, it's pretty much the most terrible performance of it. I mean, that's a Panther. That's a Tier 7 tank destroyer. And watch. He aims and fires. Well, eventually. Fucking prioritize. There you go. Shoot him. 135 damage. I mean, come on. If he had used AP, it would have smoked him. But, I mean, he didn't. So, another 80 damage. Not enough to kill him. So he ends up dead himself. And I'm okay with that, because he's bad. He's a bad. You're a bad. So anyway, I think that's where I'm going to cut it off. It's, as always, it's been a pleasure. Let me go ahead and take a look, actually, at the scorecards themselves, because really, that's the important bit right now. If you take a look at the personal score, you'll notice I got a Duelist and a Fire for Effect for dealing more damage than my total HP. I also got a Shell-Proof. I'm sorry, oh, shit. What is it called? Where you sit in one... Cool-Headed. Nailed it. Good job, Harry. Cool-Headed, which means that I absorbed or ricocheted 10 shots in a row. That was mostly just because of my track. I did notice that I spotted 2 tanks, dealt assistant damage on one, Ended up taking 16 shots from that Panther too, without taking any damage, which was really cool. I ended up landing 8 good shots with 2 kills. Not bad, not bad. If you take a look at the team score, I actually scored, I think it was 5th on the team in terms of damage dealt. 1,758 damage. The Batchat 25 TAP, very impressive performance from a light tank at 2,671 damage. Not bad in the least. If you look at the detailed report, you'll notice I got 15 shots actually dealt out to the enemy, but only 13 hit the target and 8 penetrated. 1,800 damage, that's not too bad. I kind of like that, especially when you take a look at the profit. 70,224 credits. And keep in mind, that's from a main prize of 82,215. So if you think about it, the cost of ammunition and cost to repair this tank, almost nothing. So anyway, this has been Beefy Tanks. As always, it's a pleasure. Like my video if you like what you saw. Hit the subscribe button as well, and click that bell so that you're alerted of my future releases. You know, I'm planning on making more videos more often. It's just, you know, quite a busy life, as I'm sure it is for you guys as well. I'm thinking about making a release schedule. A friend of mine recently, who I actually plan on having in a couple of my videos in the future, he suggested that I release them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you guys have any feedback about that, please let me know in the comments. I think it's a good idea. I'm off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so I'm able to do everything that I need to do for the channel during that time. But yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about that. And as always, keep it beefy on the battlefield, guys.